Hey everyone, it's Bete and it's launch day at Sentry. We just released MCP Server observability and I've been working on it for a while now, and I just generally wanted to show you how it looks like and what you could do if you have an MCP server hanging around. So we are going all in on AI at Sentry, and it makes sense. And as one of those initiatives we had going on, we built our own MCP server some months ago, actually. David Kramer started it. He shipped like crazy. That was one of the reasons that I joined the team, by the way. And he kept pushing it, and we have now a lot of users. We have more than 40 million requests a month, and it keeps growing. So we obviously have had a couple of outages, and we realized that MCP observability wasn't great when we had some of them and couldn't see anything. So we built an observability for us, and then thought it could be useful to ship that for all of our users. And here it is. These are our own takes, but it's also OpenTelemetry compatible, so you have the great of both worlds. So this is the dashboard, and the code is just one line. We will see that later. And first of all, we have three main things going on here. First of all is the clients. So you should know which clients are hitting your server, and this is useful because if people are using you from Cloud or from Cursor, for example, you maybe want to build that deep link so you can link Cursor to your MCP server with just a click. And we have also transport distribution, which we know that we have two main transport that are streamable HTTP and SSE, but you can have your own transport. So for example, I built my own transport, my custom SSE transport, and I have one query here. And that's a way to get to know that also. And apart from that, all other thing that we have as we are Sentry is we have everything error related. So you can see the traffic, and you can see the error rate, and you can see the error rate by tool, by resource, by prompt, so you can actually optimize that. And I don't know if many people know this, but actually the MCP server from Anthropic, they silently fail and they just return an RPC response, something like something went wrong, right? So you won't get an error in your tool or in your resource. So we build that. So if you have an error in your resource or in your tool or prompt, you actually get that in Sentry, which is pretty great. And I know there are more server capabilities than just tool, resources, and prompt. We are going to add them. And for now, we have this. They are the most used one. And for example, for tools, we can see the most used one. So you can actually build or improve those. And you can see the slowest tool. So you can improve that also and improve the performance. And this is super easy because we have everything trace related. So you can see actually how much time it took to execute a tool call. So for example, we have this tool call, and we also can see the input, the output, and we can see a bunch of stuff here. For example, it came from the custom MCP client, and these were the request arguments. This was the ID of the query, and we also have some session ID data. So for example, if you have an stateful server, you have all of your requests from the same session related, so you can actually filter by your session ID. And one cool thing is for resources, you can actually look for the slowest one, and I think this is super great because you are actually requesting, or you could maybe be requesting or getting resources from another place, so you maybe get binaries or images or whatever. So if you have one resource that it's being used a lot, you can cache that and you can see really performance improvement there. So that's it. That's mostly it. We have the same from prompts, but I don't think I have some. Yeah, I have one. So you actually can see the output of the prompts too here. If it loads, obviously, yeah, we can see the input and we can see the output anywhere. Yeah, please explain the mathematical concept, beginner at the beginner level. So this was my prompt. And also now let's get into the code. I have a simple, we have, what is it? Yeah, we have a simple Hono app. So this works for all Node frameworks. So it works for Hono, it works for Express, for whatever it is. And we plan to add support for Cloudflare too. So the only thing you have to do here is just grab your MCP server with this from Sentry. Just import Sentry node and just grab MCP server with Sentry, your MCP server. And that's it. You will be getting everything. You obviously have to have configured your Sentry in a project. So one of the things that I could tell you here is that if you don't send default PII, so that means personal information, you are not getting tool call results or tool call arguments. So that's considered PII. And that's it. It's as simple as that. We actually have one client right now and we can do a simple test. So we have here our server, which is this one, and it just started. And we also have here our client, which is Muppet. Shout out to Aditya who built that. I think it's a better MCP inspector. We can open that. I have mine here and I have our own MCP server here. So this is this MCP server, which by the way is a Spotlight. You should try it. It's a Spotlight.js and it's super great, and it's going to give you right now two things. So it's Sentry for development. It's super great. You are going to get two things. You are going to get local errors and you are going to get local logs. So if you know something about MCP server, you can see why this is useful. So if you have some failing error in your tool, in your app you are working on, you can actually plug that into your agent and then call your MCP server with that and then get all the information going. So it's pretty useful. So for now, we don't actually have any error. So there are no errors detected, but let's start the project that actually has some errors. So I will remember the setup here. We have an app that is passing or piping the logs, like the Sentry error, the Sentry events, everything related to Sentry, to our MCP server. So I have here one root in my app that is right here, this root from an Next.js app. This is going to fail. We have this Sentry example API error, and this is going to fail. So we have actually get this up and running, and if I just run this, it's going to say that it doesn't work. So if we get to our MCP client and do now another request, we actually get the information. So if you are working in with an agent, so Cursor or Cloud Code or whatever, and you have this MCP server enabled, you are getting this information, and it's Sentry build, means that it's everything perfectly and beautifully structured for your agent to work on. So you have here, you have the error, and the great thing here is that we should have that already in Sentry. So let's go to our Trace Explorer, and we should have here these ones. We have here, 15 seconds ago, we have our MCP server, which is this tool called get local errors. And if we open that, we are going to see exactly that. We are going to see our input, which is the duration of the error, like the time frame of the errors you want to get, and then the output. So you can see that, and it's right. So if you haven't, go try it and let me know if it works or if it doesn't. I will help you with wherever. So just ping me, send me a DM, and I will be pleased to help you. And that's all. Thank you so much for watching this. Bye bye.